Okay, let's look at example 5. We have the ability to find a max or a min, and we can be dealing with word problems. So this is probably one of your most basic. First sentence says, among all pairs of numbers whose difference is 8, find a pair whose product is as small as possible. So if we translated that first part of the sentence, most of us would say, okay, x minus y equals 8. X being the first number, y being the second number. Well, then when we keep going, it says find a pair whose product is as small as possible. So let's just say we had a function, because it tells us to use a function to solve. So say we started off f of x equals, we need the product. So we could say x times y. And that's a function. The only problem is we've got two variables, and I can't really do much with that unless I was just guessing and checking, which is not what we want you to do. So I need to get y in terms of x. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get y by itself. So maybe I'm going to add y. So I have x equals 8 plus y, and then I can subtract 8. So I have y is the same as the quantity x minus 8. So now when I'm writing my function, I've got f of x equals x times the quantity x minus 8. So if I want to keep going, which I do, I want to solve this. I want to look at, I don't know why it likes to do that sometimes. Sorry. I'm going to look at this in standard form. So I've got x squared minus 8x. So we know that the max or the min, in this case, it's going to be a minimum because we know the parabola opens up. So it also wants us to find this product that's as small as possible. But we're going to have a minimum. And I can find that by finding the vertex. So my vertex, I can use the axis of symmetry, x equals negative b over 2a, to find the x portion. So my a here is 1, and my b is negative 8. So I'm going to say x equals negative, the opposite of negative 8, over 2 times 1. So that's going to give me x equals 4. Now, what does that mean? That means I can now plug in 4 back into my function. So if x is 4, oops, sorry. Let me write this down here. So if x is 4, then my other number looks like it's going to be negative 4. So I've got 4 and negative 4 as my pair, which means, did I answer my question? Among all pairs whose difference is 8, so 4 minus a negative 4, that means their difference is 8, and whose product would be as small as possible. The product would be negative 16. It didn't ask necessarily. It didn't say what the product has to be, but that is the pair whose product would be as small as possible. And if you were to plug that in, of course, that's your minimum value, is that negative 16. So it occurs at 4, negative 16.